Hi everybody, can you believe it? March is almost around. So I guess you're getting ready for the spring or the fall, depending on which corner of this planet you are. And guys, if you wanted to get your annual scope and you forgot it, right now it's a great time. They're right now on sale. So you're getting one sign for 10 bucks and all signs for 20. So you can check somebody else, or you can check your ascendant and Venus sign and Mars sign. So this is a great opportunity. But the best part of my special is my speed up promotion. So you are not waiting 3 weeks anymore for the readings. So I'm actually upgrading whatever the term was before. So 3 weeks is now 1 week. So becoming a rush reading. And the rush reading, which was week, is now 3 days. And if you really want an urgent reading, you're going to get it within 24 hours. And if you're North America, most likely the same day. So guys, check my website www.cattarot.ca for more information. You can also find me on Instagram and on Facebook, where I actually also publish daily taroscopes. So let's jump in. Hi Pisces, and happy birthday. So before I start, I'm going to tell you which cards you got, because not everybody knows these little kitty cat cards. These are like mystic cat tarot cards. So the base card is Sky King, so, or King of Swords, but Mr. Swords is being reversed. You are getting 4 of fire and 3 of sky. Then 3 of sea, 9 of sea or cups, 2 of earth, 5 of sky, fire tome reversed. Then we have sea king also reversed. Then we have 8 of fire reversed and 4 of sky reversed. Pisces, what's up? I just really don't know where to start, because the energy is going in all directions. You have like this fire, but this action is misdirected for some reason. Then I'm seeing this nervousness over here, like I'm in a whole bunch of things. I do see your birthday party, like whole bunch of people, just like, you know, look at that. Like, isn't this adorable? Like, I mean, kind of like coming kind of like together. Absolutely lovely. So I think, my dear Pisces, that this is going to be a very, very interesting basically birthday month, because you're going to have a whole bunch of things that are going to kind of play here. First of all, you have the 2 4s over here. So this is telling me that you're trying to kind of like find a base, you're trying to find a stability. And 4 of fire is you are moving it to the next level. You absolutely kind of like are playful, you're having a vision, something actually appears. So this is what happens when we kind of like almost kind of created with our mind, and you're kind of like going to be applying a whole bunch of lots of thinking into what you want to do, which kind of usually does happen around the time that we have our birthdays, right? So this kind of like is very important, but there is like still sort of like a fly in the ointment, if you wish, with 3 of sky. And I kind of like the rendition over here, as I don't know, you can see it here. Look at that, like the cats, you know, like the somehow whenever the object is in a way or nearby, is going to end up down and broken. So you don't want to take too much, like, attention. You don't want to attract too much attention to yourself, but everything seems to be so appealing. I am wondering, because we'll be soon entering Mercury retrograde, about your birthday present. This is the first thing that came to mind, even though this card usually means that, oh, pardon me, it was reversed, that there is like a broken heart, or that there is like interference within your relationship. So this could as well mean that, because I'm seeing this trajectory, you're seeing the Sky King. You're having a Sky King, and so you have the Sea King, both reversed. So mind or heart, and both of them are reversed. So it's just kind of like you're confused. Like, it almost looks like you're waiting for somebody to make a decision. You don't like somebody kind of like rendering you, let's say, tough love. It's absolutely, you're feeling that you have been wronged on something, and that somebody took your enjoyment like basically away. And we can see it here, like, how dare you interrupt me in my sleep while I'm dreaming about all these things, and kind of like trying to see what's going to come next in my life. So some interference absolutely happened, and it didn't happen in a nice way. Somebody really kind of like had a way of dealing with this, and maybe or maybe you're anticipating that this would happen this month. Now, I would not worry about this person. I'll tell you why. I prefer personal, mind you, I'm an air sign, so just like take this with a big grain of salt, because you're like, guys, these guys. But when somebody tells you like something that, okay, I absolutely agree. Luckily, I have Libra in me, so I kind of like package my deal when I have to tell something to somebody. But at least you're telling the truth. It's not kind of like being imagined. It's most likely not a lie, not deliberate lie. So this guy here, when he's reversed, this guy is, I would not even call him a liar. I will call him a dreamer, but a dreamer who affects other people with these dreams, like making you and leading you believe that, hey, these are shared dreams. So this would be a person who will tell you, hey, oh my gosh, you kind of like go on one of those internet dates, and oh my gosh, I've really enjoyed dating you, I just want to see you again, and then you never see or hear from him, right? Or worse yet, when you're in a relationship, when somebody says, yes, absolutely, I see you as a woman of my dreams, I want to move forward, right? And the guy basically has like 3 other chicks who actually were told the same thing. So when this is reversed, also can indicate that you're dealing with somebody, and Pisces, this could be you as well, but this is in your environment, that you're dealing with somebody who is maybe helping themselves to too many glasses of wine or beer, as it could be some kind of like too much drinking tendencies. So I think let's go in the worst part of the month, that you have this 5 of sky, and you have 2 of earth, and you had 3 of sky. So air, you guys, you're dealing really well with emotions. You can approach people, you can console people, people can really feel heard. But when you're dealing in this element, you're really feeling nervous. It's like fish out of water, literally, right? You are fish. And so this is telling me there's lots of nervousness. Like, I'm picking up on the energy from some of you of somebody wanting to go in the next direction. The promises have been made, but somehow this is not happening, and you're like wondering, do I have to jump faster? Do I have to jump higher? Do I have to run faster? It's kind of like not clear to you which element you're missing. The truth is, there is somebody else in this whole story. There is juggling, and somebody is really doing that act. Oh no, I'm not doing it. You see. And maybe you're really aware of that, and you're just trying to chase the intruder. The truth is, you have to kind of like figure out what you guys want, because this is also talking about establishing boundaries. This is talking about, you see here, when basically if you read this stories, that this creator did that. By the way, this is the same creator who did the vice versa deck, and this is my first deck that I use on this channel. So I'm just kind of like giving this homage to this deck. And in the story here, they're talking about the sky cats, and the sky cats are loners. The sky cats are sort of like, let's call them banditos, right? Like they kind of like have their own thing, and they have been chased from households, from, you know, the city, and they had to fend for themselves. But, you know, even though they have been kind of like left to their own devices, the good news about sky cats is like they're actually very smart. And they could be a little bit kind of like meanies at times. But some of them realize that fending for themselves is kind of hard and harsh. And hence they start grouping, like, I mean, sort of like strategically, because they kind of like realize the strength is in numbers. So you can see the intruder, this poor Sphinx kitty. By the way, hint, hint, do you know which country breed, which country developed the Sphinx breed? Yep, Canada. And I know they're still kind of looking cat, but they're like so ugly that actually they become very, very cute. But look at here, this poor Sphinx kitty. And it's a very refined kitty that is being chased by those whole bunch of months. Like, do not come to our sky territory. We are so-and-so, right? So maybe in your life you're feeling that people are grouping against you, or that your voice is not being heard, or that you deserve better. There definitely is, I see, like this tendency to go upstairs and downstairs at the same time. You kind of like want to create something. I can see, because the 8 of fire, look at that. We all seen these moments. I call this, like, I don't know, in Europe we call it a yellow minute. So Safi does it all the time. It's all of a sudden there is like this motion. I need to kind of like mess up all these little kind of like carpets in the place. But when this is reversed, it indicates that, you know, like how the cats kind of will go like this and then end up in a wall, and that kind of stuff is like when it goes reverse. So maybe some efforts are simply stalling, right, in this case. Another thing over here is, of course, the kitty has to get right through these candles. No, not noodle around. No. It has to go right through it. And then we do know, look at this, the tail gets caught. So fire being reversed in both cases, some fire is not catching on, and it is not catching on because this person didn't really want it in the first place. Somebody just like streaming. So okay, just think of this person as a pot user. Do you really if somebody tells you a whole bunch of things while they're under influence, let's take it something to more extreme, like, I don't know, LSD. So somebody is on LSD and they're telling you, yes, I come from planet whatever, whatever. I don't want to name it, so somebody's going to start a new religion, like with this kind of stuff. Markup, right? And yes, I'm there, the king, and you will be my princess. I'm going to take you. Would you believe it? And would you live this life? Or you go, yeah, do it. Like, I mean, just sober up a little bit, right? Because this is like what is happening, that I feel that you maybe are not even understanding that what you have been told is not really truth, right? And that this is all under influence, or it is like just like this person just felt like it in a moment. So you need to qualify this person over here. For the singles over here that are coming, and for those of you who really want to live life that is calm, like going to your friends and spending time with friends is going to really work wonders. I do feel that some of you will really feel exhausted, and I think those introverted like Pisces that kind of like need their own space, or they have been through stuff lately, or maybe they're balancing their life and work, or maybe there is like never enough money coming through, and you're going, my gosh, my ideas, like, I mean, are so good, and like everything kind of looks okay and prepare and set up, then why is this not charging, right? So let me clarify a few things here. 3 of C. Yeah, I do see I'm picking up on vibes of when you see the enemy, this is basically a rival to me. Not a rival, a rival. Somebody who is actually well aware of your relationship. Maybe you're not aware of them. Actually, this kind of like fell down here, and I'm wondering if maybe there is actually a person whom you know. That would be scary and shitty, and pardon my language. Let me see this 3 of sky, because this kind of like tells me that something is not healing. You see, when this is upright, it is like just immediate pain that you're feeling. So it's kind of like, to me, a conflict between these two cards. I'm not so sure, but like when this is it, it's telling me you want to move forward, but you still fall into maybe old patterns, maybe you fall into the old behaviors, maybe you're like again trying to seek another person who is just yet the same person in the new body. So let's see. I mean, this was reversed. Let's see what this 3 of sky tells us. Yeah, absolutely. You're like taking it too hard, right? You have frivolity, you have doctor, and you have room. You have been maybe hurt, like right to the core. Some of you are maybe really needing to be to yourself for some kind of like time. But this is also very promising, saying the room is like actually a really good card. It talks about, of course, who do you bring to your room? Yes, you do bring intimate partners, and there is like that intimacy. So this all together can actually tell me a little bit about codependency. So somewhere here it's going to be this information. I always say, please look at it. If you think it is you, it's a big issue, just try to kind of like address it. But this also talks about bringing in your friends, and I think that's pretty much the message here, because this came as a clarification of why you're hurting. It still says that there is like still some kind of healing happening, and like on a really, really deep core level. And let me see these emotions over here. Like, I mean, maybe you have somebody in your life who always up you one, where maybe boundaries need to be established, but it's kind of hard because they're always badgering you or something. You have somebody negative who, you have the journey here, you have somebody negative, so anything that you start, they will poo-poo it, right? So you start whatever. Oh, I want to paint. Ah, this is too expensive. Oh, or is it going to exceed? Like they have a list, you know, kind of like why things would not work out, and kind of like it is not, maybe not so meant, and this kind of could be this person as well. This doesn't necessarily mean that they are mean. It just like means they're jerks and their life is miserable because they have to be negative like that. I certainly know, speaking for me, when I fall in that kind of like mood, that like everything around me spirals downwards. So the way up is upwards, right? You have to start really faking positivity until you make it. So let me see the Sky King. So let's see what the heck that happened. Yeah, look at that. The longing, sights, and haughtiness, an old woman. I'm wondering, like, if there is somebody who is older than you. Old woman can also mean therapy and counseling. And again, it's telling me that something has sailed away. And right now, you're just trying to establish your own ground and who you are. It feels to me that maybe it affected your sense of who you are, possibly vanity. Maybe you don't feel as pretty, or you're just simply missing a part. And see this seeking. Whoa, the seeking could be promising you that he's divorcing somebody. The seeking might have somebody else on the side, I told you, and he might even be married. He might be truly married or otherwise engaged. Like you have the prison, which, hey, chain on ball, we know this can also mean marriage. Like when this is reversed, sometimes it says somebody wants to get out of the pressures. And we do know that sometimes people feel, oh my gosh, why is my life so mundane? Why is my life so ordinary? And they're looking for the things outside, and that's why they become dreamers, because to them it's just exercise. It's just like, I mean, trip into, remember you had the journey here, to them it's just a trip into a fantasy land, and to you this could be your life, and I think this is what is coming to a head. So let me see this Four of Sky. Just don't avoid your problems, because that card indicates me that you can just curl up and say, okay, I'm hibernating this winter, like, I mean, give me a call when it's the time to feel okay. But this is exactly not the attitude that should be taken. So like, you have the, I always find this is a second companion of this lady over here, because we do have almost like this ship motive on both of them. It's almost like two sides of a card. So yeah, there's like still something connecting to the past, to a person, to basic communication, and this is still saying it's the third person. So I guess, guys, if this kind of like works for you, that you sort of like ground yourself, that you just like sleep it through, like, so be it. Like, we all have different ways of how we deal with things, but I want to tell you, on a positive note, you can really turn this around if you wish. This is the month for celebration, so there will be celebration, there will be friends, there will be excitement, and you know, don't fret, because you're actually really addressing some really core issues. Once when they're addressed, when you realize which apple will fall, or both, you're going to be in a much better place to actually make your decisions. So dear Pisces, I'm soon coming up with the other series, also monthly series, so you can get more confirmation. So this is a super duper long Taroscope, because in honor of your birthday. Wish you all the best. If it's belated, then happy belated. And guys, if you want a reading from me, contact me via www.cattarot.ca. So I have many specials, as I said in the beginning, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Love you.